welcome back to my channel. Thank you to my subscribers and welcome to the newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, please do subscribe. Hit that bell notification to get new uploads. Give it those thumbs up. It's important to circulate the video. And thank you so much for your comments, your questions, your suggestions. I can't thank you enough, and I'm very grateful and humble for every single one of you that has been from the start and are joining me throughout this journey. Okay, a few things I want to touch on. First of all, I work mostly with cotton thread and mostly 4-ply, which some people don't know what's 4-ply, 4 strings. So not too thin, not too thick. Needle number 3, and of course a pair of scissors. And I also like to use a smaller needle to tuck in loose ends. For some of you that find that my recordings are too fast, my videos are too fast for you, if you go up top on your right hand corner, there's 3 little dots. You click there and it tells you to slow down the video, so you can slow down to the speed you would like. Now the reason why I decided to do this very short tutorial, because it will be a very short one, as some of you might know through my last recordings that I did with the pineapple table runner, I believe. No, not even. The pattern, the middle piece pattern that I had created. So I am creating a square, which the square tablecloth that I'm doing, which is in honor, I mentioned, well, the video is not out yet, but I'm mentioning that it's in honor of all the COVID-19 coronavirus victims. That means the deceased and all their families. But this pattern here is out, and I mentioned that the squares. The only difference is I make the pattern separately on video because not everybody wants to create the same squares or whatever. They can use this just as a dolly and have it as a table runner. But I'm creating a tablecloth. That's why I have all these squares here. Now, I've been asked a few times how to unite the squares together in order not to have that thick line up front. And today I'm going to show you how to do that. Very simple. So we're going to get started, people, okay? So basically, the first thing you do is, I'm going to try to grab some light colors so you can see better. So the first thing you want to do is you want to put right side with right side, okay? So you're going to put the right side of the pattern with right side. So you're going to have 2 outside back sides on each side. And preferably you would use like, well, you could use whatever size needle you're doing your squares on, but preferably it's always best, same thread, of course, or yarn, whatever you're using, to use a smaller hook to get into the loops here, okay? So you would sizen it up, of course. Now, the first thing you would do is you would grab the loop. See, you have 2 loops on there on the pattern, okay? Let me just show you like this. So you got these 2 loops on the pattern. You have the front loop that's facing the right side, and you have the back loop that's from the back side. So you'd grab your front loop right here, and you'd grab your back loop right there. So front loop, okay, again, even if you're doing the corners here, it would come out to the same thing. You grab front loop facing you and back loop facing your finger back here, and you would close it together. Now I'm doing the first stitch like that, but you can just do a slip stitch. Okay, so grab the loop in front of you, okay, and grab the loop in the back. Okay, I think you can see it clearly. And then you can just pull through and you slip stitch through it. Again, grab the loop facing you. Now, as you can see, there's the other loop right over here. And then the back loop. And again, slip stitch. Again, grab the loop facing you and the back loop. Slip stitch, and don't tighten it too much and don't loosen it too much, because if you tighten it too much it's going to show that the stitch is over tight, and if it's too loose, well, you're going to leave holes on it, right? And back loop. So it's always like this until the end, or all the way around, or however you're adding your squares. So loop facing you and loop facing the back finger, and you pass your needle through it. You can use the same size of hook or a thinner like I'm doing now, because it's less of a big stitch back here. Okay, it makes it a nice firm smaller stitch. Now we are here where I have my little holes, so make sure that they're really evened out, or else it's going to look kind of funny. I'm just going to show you this way, and I'm also going to show you with the needle, regular needle, for people that like to stitch it on. Okay, so very simple. I mean, you can't get any more simple than that, and you'll see how it does turn out to be in the front. You won't have that thickness of thread up front. Now look how, of course, I didn't even it out properly, but you know what I'm saying. You have to even it out properly. So you have it this way, which makes it, you know, if it's nice and evened out, it falls directly, and there's no thickness of that coming in. It makes it very simple and beautiful. And then you have, again, facing both, you grab your sewing needle, you know, a thicker one, of course, and you do the same thing. If you're stitching it on, you don't want to do it with the crochet, you just grab front. Of course, you'd make your knot there. You know how that goes. And then again, front and back. You tie it, but not excessively tight, because then, yeah, not going to look too pretty. But you don't want to leave it too loose, because you don't want to leave like this big gap. It's going to be a very short tutorial on this, so it's very simple to get this done. I find it much nicer than just crocheting it, the regular crochet over the stitch. I don't like it. I think it's much nicer this way. So you grab front loop and you grab back loop. I'm sure you can see exactly what I'm doing here. So you see the front loop here and the back loop. So for it to turn over, and of course you're going to use the same color of thread or yarn that you're using, so you won't have like the white little lines, But if you make it nice and tight like that, like I didn't tighten too much, I'm going to take it out anyway because I'm not doing my tablecloth this way. But if I can press on it a bit and shut it, look how perfect it looks. It gives you that perfect little line. So this is, I think, the best option to do it. And on the back, well, it's going to have that little effect of lining going through it, as you can see. But at least it won't be a thick line going through it like normally we'd crochet, and you have that thickness coming up front, which doesn't look pretty at all. And I'm going to show you here. Try to get another piece of thread somewhere. So I'll just pretty much grab 2 other ones here. So if we're to do the regular crochet, right? And if we're going to just crochet it on and grabbing both, well, we're going to have that massive line up front. Either you do it this way or you do the slip. It doesn't matter which way you're going to do it. You're still going to have that massive lining up front, which I absolutely don't like at all. Of course, my needle is whoops. Right? Well, normally we'd always have a habit of attaching them like this on there. Of course, my needle's too small for this thread, but just showing you like that. Not pretty at all. I mean, it's a huge difference. Okay, so since I've had quite a few demands on how to connect the squares together, well, then you know now how to connect them. You can do that, you know, whatever sides you're doing. Again, if you're to add another color, then you would just continue on. And then just add them from here. So easy, so fast, and very neat. So front loops, back loops, front loops, back loops, nothing to it. And it gives you a nice, I'll do just 1 or 2 more. It gives you a nice clean finish. And look how perfect that looks, right? And that does it for this little short tutorial. I hope it helped you guys. And thank you so much again. Please don't forget to give it those thumbs up. It's important for the video. And thank you so much, everybody, again. And I'll see you shortly once I'm done with my tablecloth. Thank you, everyone.